Collective, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that fumbled you. Yeah, now you're a ghost they name dropping code. Your absence still haunts the group chat. Page of Swords, they stay lurking, fishing for updates without looking too obvious. Every scroll is an obsession they can't shake. Six of Cups, nostalgia hits them hard, but they sugarcoat the past when they speak on you, acting like the connection wasn't that deep. When it's the only one they still compare to, the moon upright. Truth gets twisted, your story becomes folklore, half truths, rumors, and whispers because saying your name still feels like a spell they can't break. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Aries, they still talk about you, but not with your name, the one that couldn't handle your fire. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They bring up in silence. Your presence still burns through their circle. Page of Swords. They stay lurking, watching to see if you've moved on without them. Every scroll, every rumor, it's an obsession they can't shake. Six of Cups. Nostalgia hits them hard. They remember the fire you brought into their world, but when they talk, they downplay it, acting like it wasn't that deep when it's still the one they measure everything against, the moon upright. The truth gets twisted. Your story becomes folklore. Half truths and whispers because saying Aries out loud feels like summoning a spell they can't break. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Taurus, they still talk about you, just but not with your name. The one that took your loyalty for granted. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They mention in passing. Your stability still lingers in every room you left. Page of Swords, they check in quietly, pretending it's nothing but still scrolling for updates. Your stability is the anchor they can't forget. Six of Cups, memories hit them like a wave. The comfort and loyalty you gave is unmatched, but they sugarcoat it when they speak on you, acting like they didn't need it as if it wasn't exactly what they're still chasing. The moon upright, truth gets bent out of shape. They retell the story to make themselves look strong, but avoiding your name proves the wounds is still open. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Gemini, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that couldn't keep up with your duality. Yeah, now you're a ghost they joke about in the cold. Your voice still echoes in their conversations. Page of Swords. They gossip in circles, fishing for updates without making it obvious, but every question they ask is really about you. Six of Cups. The laughter you shared lingers. You're the memory that makes other connections feel dull. But when they mentioned it, they dismiss it like it wasn't deep. When deep down they know it still is. The moon upright. Truth gets blurred. Your name replaced with half-truths and clever wordplay. Because to say Gemini is to admit you're unforgettable. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Cancer, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that misused your softness. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They whisper about sideways. Your love still haunts the space they thought they'd outgrow. Page of Swords, they pry quietly, lurking around, looking for updates on your life, acting like they've let go, but they haven't. Six of Cups, they can't forget the safe space you created, the way you nurtured their soul, but they downplay it when they speak, as if they weren't the one craving that comfort. Still, the moon upright. Your name weighs heavy, so they twist the story instead. Half-truths, whispers, and rumors because saying Cancer still hurts. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Leo, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that dimmed your shine. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They reference in shadows. Your light still steals the spotlight they chase. Page of Swords. They stalk your glow, watching if you're still shining without them, and every move you make makes them ache. Six of Cups. They remember the warmth, the spotlight you gave, but they sugarcoat it when they talk, pretending it wasn't that deep when secretly they know it was everything. The moon upright. The truth gets camouflaged. Your name left unsaid because Leo is still the spell they can't unbreak. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Virgo, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that overlooked your consistency, yeah, now you're a ghost. They code name in stories. Your care still exposes every lack they feel. Page of Swords, they overanalyze every move you make. Quietly checking in, quietly lurking, like dissecting, you will make them feel in control again. Six of Cups. They miss the calm, the grounding, the stability you gave, but when they talk, they act like it was nothing. As if your energy wasn't the exact thing they still crave. The moon upright. The truth gets rearranged, your story retold in fragments. Because to say Virgo out loud is to admit you're the one they still measure against. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Libra, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that broke the balance you gave. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They disguise in conversation. Your harmony still tilts their scales. Page of Swords, they lurk pretending they've moved on. But the balance you brought is what they're still searching for. They can't stop watching to see if you've replaced them. Six of Cups, they remember the harmony, the connection that just felt easy, but they sugarcoat it in their retelling, acting like it wasn't deep when it's the standard. They can't recreate the moon upright. Truth is blurred. Your name left unspoken because saying Libra feels like admitting they lost their peace. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Scorpio, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that ran from your depth. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They mask with half truths. Your energy still poisons their silence. Page of Swords. They dig for details in the dark, still obsessed, still haunted by your shadow. Every question they ask circles back to you. Six of Cups. They replay the intensity, the passion, the depth, but they soften it when they speak, as if downplaying it will erase the pull you still have. The moon upright. The story is twisted in whispers, half truths and shadows, because saying Scorpio out loud reopens a wound they can't face. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Sagittarius, they still talk about you, but not with your name, the one that clipped your wings. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They reference in riddles. Your freedom still unsettles their cage. Page of Swords. They circle back into your energy, checking in through others scrolling when no one's watching. Your freedom still unsettles them. Six of Cups. They miss the adventures, the laughter, the fire, but they dress it up in casual tones when they speak, pretending it wasn't deep when it's still what they long for. The moon upright. The truth gets bent to fit their pride. Your name left unsaid, swapped for vague stories, because saying Sagittarius means admitting you can't be replaced. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Capricorn, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that underestimated your power. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They weave into excuses. Your presence still towers over their plans. Page of Swords, they keep tabs like it's business as usual, watching your progress, quietly measuring themselves against you, but it's obsession disguised as curiosity. Six of Cups, they miss the structure, the loyalty, the way you showed up, but they frame it differently when they speak, like they chose to let go, when really they've never stopped holding on. The moon upright. The truth is distorted, your name avoided, because saying Capricorn means admitting their foundation crumbled without you. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Aquarius, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that couldn't match your vision. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They drop in metaphors. Your originality still sparks their every idea. Page of Swords. They study you like a mystery, still searching for answers they'll never admit out loud. Every update about you leaves them restless. Six of Cups. They remember the spark that felt one of a kind, but they downplay it when they speak, acting like it was nothing when it's the connection they still measure all others against. The moon upright. Truth gets rewritten. Your story warped into something safer to tell, because saying Aquarius means confessing you changed them forever. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar. Pisces, they still talk about you, but not with your name. The one that drowned in your depth. Yeah, now you're a ghost. They mention in fragments your spirit still flows through their dreams. Page of Swords. They drift back into your energy quietly, checking in, scrolling in silence, trying not to be obvious, but they can't look away. Six of Cups. They dream about what once was, the love that felt otherworldly, but they sugarcoat it in the retelling, as if it wasn't the only love that ever felt real. The moon upright, the story gets foggy. Your truth turned into whispers and rumors because saying Pisces out loud would expose how lost they are without you. Say, I know I'm unforgettable if this sounds familiar.